Hello, jackals. Josh Ernest got sick of you lot making fun of his name, so you're stuck with me. Let's get the first question from you there in the front row.
Let's start with the attack this morning in Afghanistan that killed a two-star general. I know the Pentagon has a briefing underway, but what was the president's reaction to learning about this attack?
Oh, let me tell you, the president had a serious reaction. When he heard the news, he snap-hooked his tee shot right into a fairway bunker. It affected him greatly. He had a buried lie, trees overhanging. I mean, he barely had a shot at the green.
How concerned is the White House that this attack undermines or is a step backwards in the progress that the U.S. and our partners have made in reducing these insider attacks in Afghanistan?
Well, the first thing I gotta ask is, where did you hear that we've made any progress stopping these kind of attacks? Although I guess you are the media, and we get most of our information from the media, so can I quote you that we've made progress in the insider attacks, the green on blue?
Does the president have any intention of speaking about this publicly today?
Yeah, the president's going to try and knock out a tweet when he makes the turn between the front nine and the back. Also, he's got the State Department working on a hashtag.
Now that this 72-hour ceasefire appears to be holding, at least so far, and the Egyptians set to kind of act as a go-between between Hamas and Israel, is the United States playing an active role in those negotiations to achieve a long-term ceasefire?
Well, Josh, let me be absolutely clear. We take a long-term ceasefire arrangement that deals with the underlying issues extremely seriously. I'll tell you how much. Have you seen John Kerry lately? No. Last time you saw him, he was riding a pink bike in Nantucket. That ought to let you know how serious we are.
These talks in Cairo, are these talks going to be about just prolonging a ceasefire or actually getting at some of the underlying issues?
We will absolutely be dealing with the underlying issues. Now, obviously, we always get accused of taking Israel's side. I don't know why, but we get accused of it. So this time, we're going to take on some of the important things that Hamas once dealt with. So number one thing on the table in Egypt, Jews into the sea.
The Associated Press has a story today saying that from 2010 to 2013, a U.S. government database of known or suspected terrorists has doubled in size. And I'm not sure why it's doubled. I wonder if you can shed some light on it. But at a time when there are reports that this database has grown in terms of suspected or actual terrorists, how does the administration continue to say Al-Qaeda is being dismantled?
We never said dismantled. We said decimated. Decimated is 1 in 10, right? That means 90% of them are still running around. Got to pay attention. Words matter. And as far as a government database growing for no reason, we paying attention when we did Obamacare? What are the odds of us getting that right? Okay, next question. Somebody throw me a softball.
What role does the president hope to play going into the fall to educate consumers about what they should be doing? As you know, there's been reporting that in some state-based exchanges, the premiums may be going up considerably.
You know, boy, that's a pretty good sign that the world has gone to hell in a handbasket when an Obamacare question qualifies as a softball. Okay, let me help you out. The consumers should save money because hell yeah, the premiums are going up. Duh. That's if the whole thing doesn't get thrown out when this whole how big thing goes crazy. So I don't know. Bottom line, your health care is as screwed as everything else.
There have been some calls kind of rattling around out there for the U.S. to block flights from countries that have been affected by Ebola. Is that something that the U.S. is at all considering at this point?
Well, actually, talking about flights in Ebola, we've organized a press junket, so all of you can go report on that firsthand for us. That ought to be lively. And seriously, Ebola is so far down the list. I mean, come on. Putin's invading the Ukraine. The Middle East is blowing up. ISIS is slaughtering tens of thousands of civilians. The Iranians are about to finish a nuke. Seriously, Ebola's the least of your problems. That's going to have to do it for today, jackals. Me and Barry got to get packed, head on up to Martha's Vineyard. We're going to do some windsurfing with John Kerry.